So apparently now we do have some healthy debate and discussion and skepticism regarding this Kony video that millions of people have now seen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google for it, Kony. The short story here is that you've got a Ugandan warlord who spent years kidnapping children, putting them into some type of jihad-like Christian God army, training them to kill, and he may or may not have been chased out of Uganda years ago with his force of young fighters dwindling. It's really sad, really horrible. I mean, this guy's a war criminal left and right. He deserves whatever hell he's going to get. But the question is, this gentleman who's done a video trying to highlight this, trying to raise international attention so that the world community can all hold hands and go down and make sure that we get Kony, has sparked a lot of debate. And it's good, healthy debate. There's a lot of scrutiny going on right now because, quite frankly, this guy's asking for money. He's asking for $30 donations, and he's asking for people to pass this note along. And I've got my own little skepticism around anybody who's trying to create a viral campaign around something like that, just because of, it encourages people to pass it on and feel like they've actually done something. But that's neither here nor there. My interest in this was really kind of launched because of a personal experience I had growing up. I went to a youth camp. It was a week-long thing between Christmas and New Year's for young Christian teens, and we all got together and we sang Kumbaya and we had wonderful fellowship together. But I recall one night, the first night of this particular week-long event, we had a speaker who came in, and I'm not going to give his name because I understand he's still active on the circuit. But this speaker came in, and he gave this very emotion-laden, very impassioned plea for living the good Christian life, and really he laid a pretty thick guilt trip on folks. And at the end of his talk, out of about 800 kids in attendance, all teenagers, 50 of them came forward, roughly 50, and confessed their sins and wanted to mend their ways and wanted to do better. And that's fine. That's fine. That's good. We all need to get emotionally beat up from time to time. But the next night, the same minister came up and he gave a very, very different talk, but it had the same kind of emotional notes and the same tone and the same guilt trip. And sure enough, about 50 or so kids came forward, two-thirds of which were the same kids who came up the night before. Now, if you understand anything about grace, and if you understand anything about how Christianity is supposed to operate, once you repent and ask for forgiveness for the things you've done, then it is no more. It's not there. It's wiped clean. That's what grace is all about. And I wondered, these kids really don't understand what's going on because they can't have done anything in the last 24 hours that would require them to ask forgiveness. I mean, we've been around no fewer than 3 other people in the room with us at every moment since then. There's no way they could have gotten into trouble. So that made me sort of hyper aware of the power of these emotional plays and these emotional feelers that dig down deep into our psyche and into our brain and into our memories and jolt us with guilt. I get concerned when I see that degree of manipulation, and I see it in videos, and I see it in political discourse, and I see it in advertising. I see it in so many places. And I won't say it's a turnoff for me, but it sure raises my hackles. And when you're able to detach yourself from a message like that and look at it critically, and look at it from a third-party perspective and see what it does to you, and you look at the people next to you, and you look in their eyes, and you see what it does to them, then you'll recognize the same notes being played over and over in different videos and different messages and different speeches and movies and whatever you have out there. And it makes you wonder, was it the message that was really effective and impactful, or was it the container, the packaging of that message that made a big difference? And when you divorce yourself from the emotion, when you embrace your reason and you start to look for facts, then it changes the tenor of the conversation very greatly. And that's all I was trying to warn people about. Anytime you feel your emotional heartstrings being tugged and pulled, back up a second, particularly when somebody is also going to be tugging at your purse strings.